And now it's time for development debates. We dig deeper into some of the questions shaping the future and present of China. Today, we'll see two Chinese experts debating how to reform the shareholding system of state-owned enterprises. This year, in China's annual political event, the Two Sessions, the topic of reforming China's SOEs have once again heated up. Last November, at the third plenary session, the Chinese government announced they'll encourage private capital to enter SOEs. Experts and government officials were discussing if China should normalize mixed enterprise ownership. The term refers to private companies that buy stocks and become shareholders of SOEs. This would allow private companies to enter the country's monopolized industries, such as petroleum, power, and telecommunication. Private companies could also develop with SOE market resources. Mixed enterprise ownership encourages private companies to cooperate with SOEs, but they're still worried they just infuse capital into SOEs without any right to make decisions. SOEs might still dominate the board of directors and make decisions exclusively. Private companies worry that in the end, they have to undertake the risk of it. Many experts still support using mixed enterprise ownership in China. The Two Sessions delegate, mentor of China's premier, and economist Li Yining was interviewed by Xinhua during the Two Sessions. Li said that China should follow the path of mixed enterprise ownership to reform China's SOEs. Li mentioned the three advantages of doing that. First, mixed ownership would combine the best of both SOEs and the private sector. China's SOEs usually have strong capital but low efficiency, while private companies can offset that drawback through a flexible working mechanism. Second, China's SOEs' overseas investments have been forbidden by foreign governments due to the government's background. Li said that mixed ownership would solve the issue. Third, mixed ownership would provide a business circumstance to allow SOEs and private companies to cooperate or compete with each other equally. In the end, Li suggested that both SOEs and private companies adopt a mixed enterprise ownership model to further develop China's economy. However, financial commentator Ye Tan doesn't think mixed ownership is the right direction for reform of China's SOEs. Ye says that even introducing the joint stock system to reform SOEs in the late 1990s did not improve efficiency. Therefore, there's no reason to believe that mixed ownership can succeed. Ye says that the joint stock system did help SOEs get rid of huge losses during that period, but now the system has hit a wall because of its low efficiency. Ye refers to one example of China's petroleum monopoly Sinopec. In 2000, the company's capital return rate was about 10%. By the first half of last year, this rate dropped to less than 4%. But meanwhile, Sinopec's total assets soared by more than 4 times. It increased from $45 billion in 1999 to $210 billion in 2013. Ye says that the failure of SOE's joint stock system reform was because the environment wasn't conducive to fair competition. The country's legal system could not guarantee that minority shareholders will protect their own rights. Therefore, Ye says that the precondition to the success of mixed enterprises is to keep developing the country's legal system and to treat minority and majority shareholders with more fairness. Ye suggests that it would be better to develop golden share ownership rather than mixed ownership. The government only needs to hold a symbolic 1% of stock. The golden share would give the government the right to outvote other shares. She says the golden share would keep the government out of the company's daily operations and keep them from touching revenues. With this, Ye added, the golden share ownership can improve business. Meanwhile, it can also guarantee government control of the company. The consensus between the arguments is that state-owned enterprises are too big and have too much government interference. These behemoths are believed to be inefficiently run. Many of these experts seem to think that shrinking the role of the government would be for the best of all groups.